Keno Speech Life Live. What's going on, fam? How y'all doing? What y'all got going on tonight? Now, y'all make sure y'all drop in the comments those cities, states, and countries. Let me know where y'all are coming in from, y'all, just so I can get a better feel of the chat tonight. But y'all know we got a banging live tonight. You are dangerously chosen. All right. And so I'm going to give y'all 5 signs of how you know you are dangerously chosen. But first thing is first, y'all be sure to drop in the comments those cities, states, and country. Let me know where y'all are tuning in from. All right. Family, this live is going to be not only a divine live, but thought-provoking. And what I mean by thought-provoking, I'm telling every single person on this live who's watching this, I guarantee you're not watching it just for no apparent reason, okay? Maybe everything I say on tonight is going to speak directly into your life now, currently, or even the future. Because when you are dangerously chosen, it's not about the fact that you have just been ordinarily chosen. It's the fact that you have been dangerously chosen. People don't understand the difference. Well, what's the difference, Reno? When you are dangerously chosen, this is when you have been selected with no warning, right? When you have been dangerously chosen, this means that you have been selected with no warning. See, when you've been chosen, this means that you have been, selected, right? Maybe you have had a preview. Maybe God gave you a vision. Maybe you already seen it. You already felt it. Somebody told you. He done sent an angel towards you, a prophet towards you, somebody who was meant to speak positively in your life, spiritually in your life. I get it. But when you have been dangerously chosen, this means that you're going from one career to another career. When you've been dangerously chosen, this means that you may have to alleviate yourself from everything that you've ever known, all right? Everything that you've ever known, and go to foreign lands. When you have been dangerously chosen, this means that everything that you have been taught, you're probably about to be awakened and enlightened that it was all a lie. This is what it looks like when you've been dangerously chosen. Being selected with no warning. See, some people take being dangerously chosen for granted. See, you got to understand something. When you've been dangerously chosen, anybody could have been placed in that position, but he selected you. That speaks about how tough of a soldier you are, how strong of a heart you may have, how focused of a mind you may possess. Because only the strong can survive. Somebody drop that down below in the comments. Only the strong can survive. You are dangerously chosen, meaning you have been selected and picked with no warning. All right, family, we're going to speak about it within this video. But first thing is first, y'all be sure to once again drop in the comments those cities, states, those countries, all right? And of course, y'all, to get this live popping, y'all be sure to drop the #1s down below in the comments. Okay, family? Let's see where y'all are coming in from. We got Texas in the building. Pat Clark just tuned in. Appreciate you, brother. We got Camille N. Morris from Philadelphia. Thank you for tuning in, Camille. We have Joanne coming in from the Bay Area, California. Appreciate you tuning in. We got Jennifer coming in from Fresno, California. Let's go, y'all. Much love to all my true chosen ones out there in the world, fam. Somebody say, oh my God, it's my first live, Reno, from California. Hey, I'm glad to have you. Y'all give her a warm welcoming. It's Life with Cornelia. Appreciate you tuning in for sure. Queen Chosen said blessings. Handsome, thank you so much for that. Let's go, let's go. Coming in from Columbus, Georgia, I see you. Appreciate you tuning in, for sure. St. Georgia, Utah. That's a new one, man. That's a new one. Okay. Oklahoma City. Appreciate you tuning in. New Haven, Connecticut. That's a new one. Okay. We got the word tuning in. Albany, Georgia. Let's go, man. That's close to the hometown. All right. That's close to down south, Douglas, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Douglas, Fitzgerald, Valdosta, that's kind of close, so that's round the way. Bradenton, Florida. Okay, appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, man. Listen, y'all, you are dangerously chosen. And this is something that I want to speak about, y'all. So we just gonna go ahead and get directly into it. And just to let y'all know too, y'all, we will be going live on my other channel as well, Reno Speaks Riches. Once again, we will be going live on my other channel, Reno Speaks Riches, maybe about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes after this live. But let's get directly into it. Shout out to my members too. Shaka Clark 8345. Appreciate you tuning in. Members videos are coming soon, y'all. Y'all just bear with me. But let's get directly into it, y'all. 5 signs you are dangerously chosen. Let's speak about it. So number 1, it's hard for you to fit in. Okay, it is hard for you to fit in. Like, I understand this right here may seem like it's cliche. You know, it may seem like it's basic. You know, it may seem like, well, tell us something we don't know, Reno. But the reality is, some people try to fix themselves when they realize that they don't fit into the crowd. They try to paint themselves when they realize that the family does not recognize them for their greatness. They try to disguise themselves once they feel like friends will not accept them, or that particular organization will not accept them. What do you mean by that, Reno? It's hard to fit in when you stand out. You follow me? It's hard to fit in when you stand out. See, when you think about people going out of the country, right? When people go out of the country, I don't care if you're going to Thailand. I don't care if you go to Paris. I don't care if you're going to, you know, Vietnam, Venezuela, wherever you go at, right? Anyway, somebody drop in the comments, let me know where y'all would like to travel, okay? But when you're going out the country, it's a clear indication that you're not from there. You may think that you're being regular. You may think that you're being, you know, ordinary, or just like a random person. But in actuality, you stick out like a sore thumb. Watch that, Reno. They paying attention to your clothing. They're paying attention to how you talk, right? You may run into language barriers. I see somebody say Bora Bora, Jamaica. Yeah, those are some dope places to travel. You may run into language barriers, right? They may notice the type of food that you like to eat. You follow me? They may notice, you know, how you walk, how you talk. Like, you stick out like a sore thumb. The best thing for you to do is just be yourself. It's just be yourself. Instead of trying to fit in, which is going to be impossible, just be yourself. Because if you try to fit in, you're going to only look like a carbon copy, right? You're going to only look like a carbon copy. You're going to only look like a straight up fake, a phony. And that's going to get you hated anyway, because people only like the real. Now, do people like hearing lies that sound fly? Do people like seeing trash wrapped in gold? Absolutely. But you also have another side of people who also like to see the real, okay? And so what I'm saying, y'all, is that when you're not being yourself, thank y'all for the gifts. When you're not being yourself, then clearly people are going to be able to notice this, and you're going to be rejected, declined, and denied anyway. That's why I say it's hard to fit in when you have been dangerously chosen. Just like if you were a person to move out the country. Does that make sense, y'all? It's clear. It is clear as day that you don't think the same way they think. It is clear as day that you don't move the same way they move. It is clear as day that you do not solve your problems the same way that they solve their problems. You follow what I'm saying, y'all? It is hard for you to fit in. Point blank, period. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know, all right? Drop in the comments and let me know. Thank y'all once again for those gifts. All right, y'all can send love to the ministry's cash app. Y'all is right here. Y'all can also send love, you know, via super chat, or y'all can keep the mic drops, the gifts coming, all that stuff. I appreciate the support, y'all, for sure. Shout out to all my true supporters. Queen's Kids Closet, I see you in here. Appreciate you tuning in. Sweetness 963, appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all drop your number 2s down below for the next point. But this is how you know you are dangerously chosen. When it is hard for you to fit in. I don't care if you try to dress like them. I don't care if you try to learn their language. I don't care if you try to learn how to be like them, okay? Your learned behaviors, is heightening. You're trying to be like your environment. I get all that. I understand. But family, you will never be able to be like them because you were not born to fit in, okay? When you stand out, it's going to be extremely difficult, for sure. Now, number two, it's going to be this right here, fam. Your environment does not align with your core values, okay? Your environment does not align with your core values. Family, you may be around a bunch of negative people. Maybe you were around a bunch of negative people. You may be around people who just don't understand your purpose. They don't understand what you was called to do. You may be around individuals who don't have any morals, no conduct or good conduct. They don't have any great mannerisms, right? And these individuals can throw you off. However, when you realize this immediately, number one, they're going to look at you like you're acting funny. But number two, you're going to find yourself distancing yourself, all right? You're going to find yourself separating yourself. And it's going to feel unnatural at times. It's going to feel like you tripping. It may feel like you're the problem, even when you clearly know you're not the problem. Or sometimes in the beginning, you don't know who's the problem. What's the problem? You don't know why you feel this way. But what God is trying to tell you is that, hey, your environment, bro, your environment, my G, it's not it. You got to separate yourself or else you're going to bury your potential. You're going to bury your mindset. You're going to bury the calling. You're going to bury it because they're keeping you held under restraint and constraint and limited, right? Versus if you remove yourself from this environment, then you will be able to grow and sprout out like the beautiful flower you were designed to be. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. I'm going to give y'all 3 examples of people whose environment did not align with their core values. Number 1, Jesus. Jesus had to leave his small town in which he was from, right? He had to leave that small town and he had to go out into the world and perform those miracles. Even in the Bible, y'all, it says that a prophet is not welcome in his own home. Y'all can take that with a grain of salt, or y'all can take it for what it is, or if it fits you like a glove, wear it, right? Some people say, well, Reno, I'm not a prophet. But even if you're not a prophet, this is metaphorical. How is it a metaphor, Reno? When you are someone who's been chosen dangerously, you're not going to be welcome in your own home. This means that family would not like you. This means that friends would not rock with you. This means that old childhood individuals, whoever it is, schoolmates, co-workers, whatever, they're not going to rock with you. Why is that, Reno? Because you are considered to be a prophet if you are dangerously chosen. Once again, y'all, whether this is literal or metaphorical, same point. The person who has been dangerously chosen to break the generational curse, dangerously chosen to break the toxic and dysfunctional cycle, dangerously chosen to do something great, people in your hometown are going to see that and they're going to reject that. You become a threat to the system. You become a threat to the system. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking about, oh, you a threat to the government, right? Like, most times, y'all, the government don't even be tripping on us unless we're talking about agriculture, pharmaceuticals, finances, stuff like that. Things that hit them in the pocket. When I say systems, or even taking down their leaders, right? But when I say systems, I'm talking about dysfunctional systems. Systems of toxicity, systems that keep people oppressed, systems that keep people dumb, all right? When you become a threat to that system, that's different, y'all, right? So getting back to my point, Jesus had to leave his hometown to perform his miracles, right? His hometown or his environment did not align with his core values. He had to go out to be able to sprout out as the beautiful flower or tree that he was designed to be, okay? Now, here's the thing, y'all. Moses, it's another guy. Moses comes from a rich, wealthy background, right? He came from a rich, wealthy background. He came from a place of money where people were in power. Most people will get in a position like that and be like, bro, you tripping. You think I'm finna leave this money, this wealth? You think I'm about to leave? You know, these are my blessings, right? When a higher power is speaking over your life, you have no choice but to answer to it. You've been dangerously chosen, right? He was so dangerously chosen to where he killed the man before he left, right? Because the man was operating in an evil way, a malicious way, to where he couldn't help himself but to take care of that. What do you mean by that, Reno? He seen the man whipping his people. He realized that I'm not you, but I am them. And the fact that he seen that, it bothered him so much to where it ended in the man losing his life, right? And so his core values on the inside, morality, mannerisms, great conduct, being a true chosen person, it no longer aligned with the environment he was in. It goes to show you, no matter how much money you have, it goes to show you. No matter how much success you have, it goes to show you. No matter how great you feel you are or how great the things around you become, if your core values do not align with your environment, it's going to be a problem. Moses had to leave. Moses had to leave. The third person, y'all, was Joseph. He had to leave his family in order to become king, right? He had to leave his family in order to become king. Brenda, what are you saying right now? If he would have stayed around his brothers would have never seen the day of bowing down to him and basically making the dream come into fruition, right? Appreciate you for that super chat, sweetness. He would not have seen his brothers bow down to him, nor the dream coming into fruition. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that when your environment do not align with your core values, this is a clear indication that you have been dangerously chosen. Just like Joseph, he had to get sold into captivity. We all become prisoners in some sort, whether that's a prisoner to our mind, a prisoner to what our mama said, our daddy said, a prisoner to what social media thinks of us, whatever. But sometimes we become a prisoner, but not realizing that prison is only molding you and shaping you into the person you need to be to live in that palace. What I'm trying to get y'all to understand is that your environment sometimes will not align with your core values. And this is a clear indication that, number one, you're in the wrong space, but number two, you are dangerously chosen. You were selected to be out of there. All right? Number three, y'all drop that down below in the comments. And somebody drop in the comments and let me know if this makes sense, right? Because I want to make sure everybody is getting this. Y'all make sure y'all drop in the comments and let me know if y'all are getting this, okay? Making so much sense. Thank you so much for that. Queen's Kids Closet just came through with a super chat. Thank you so much, Queen's Kids Closet. She says, thanks for sharing your thoughts, Reno. Always. Appreciate you for your support and your love, as always. Let's go, y'all. Okay, cool. So, appreciate y'all for showing that love and letting me know that y'all understand what's going on. So, number three, it's going to be this right here, fam. Another sign that you are dangerously chosen is friends fall off quickly, right? Friends fall off quickly. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to put air quotes on friends because really they're not friends, right? However, friends fall off quickly. So, have you been told that you are boring? You act like you old, right? Or you're hard to get along with? Any three of those things, y'all, drop in the comments to let me know. I'm about to tell y'all something. If people consider you being boring, old, or hard to get along with, really what they're saying is that I'm having a difficult time managing your anointing. I'm having a difficult time managing your anointing. I don't know how to handle that. Nor do I know if I like it or not. In fact, I don't like this dangerously chosen version of you. I don't like this concerned, certain, and confident version of you. I don't like this all of a sudden busy and have a purpose in life version of you. I don't like this, right? So that's really what they're saying. They're saying that I cannot manage this anointing, so I'm gonna just fall off, bro. I'm out, bro. I'm gone, sis. I'm gone. I can't handle you, right? So if you think about drinking buddies versus friends, a lot of times people get that misconstrued. They think that my drinking buddy is my friend. Well, guess what happens when the Patron run out, my dog? Guess what happens when the Hennessy run out, sis? Guess what happens when the Blue Curaçao leave? They gone too. When your alcohol leave, they leave. I'm just making my example. Y'all stay with me. What I'm trying to get y'all to understand is that if they fall off this quickly, then they were never your friend. They were never your friend. You were just a drinking buddy. And a drinking buddy is only around for what you can do or for what you are willing to participate in. As long as we can smoke, we good. You ain't my friend. You just a smoking partner. You ain't my friend. You just a drinking partner. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. Friends fall off quickly, okay? Y'all drop the number 4s down below as well, okay? And also, if you know in your heart that you have been dangerously chosen, drop that down below in the comments too. I'm dangerously chosen. What does that mean, Reno? This means you have been selected with no warning. He ain't call your phone and say, hey, I'm going to choose you in about, 2 months. Hey, I'm going to have to select you in about 2 years. No, you have just been chosen. It's almost like a red light. If a red light just out of nowhere stop, do you know how much disruption and corruption that can cause? Sound familiar? When you have been dangerously chosen and selected with no warning, do you know how much disruption and corruption it can cause? Not because it's evil, but because people don't like change. People don't like to adjust. People don't want to stop doing the things that is holding you back and hindering you from your purpose. Understand it now? That's why it's dangerously chosen. Because you've been selected with no warning. He don't care if you're sick, he gonna heal you. He don't care if you're broke, he'll give you the resources. He don't care if you don't know the right person, he'll send the right opportunity. He don't care about, oh, I don't look the best. He'll make sure you become he'll make sure that you become your most attractive, okay? What I'm trying to get y'all to understand is it's not about where you're at, it's about where you're going. You are dangerously chosen. You are dangerously chosen. Number 4, y'all. It's going to be this right here, fam. Very important, okay? Very important. You have a strong sense of purpose, all right? You have a strong sense of purpose. Whatever that purpose is for you, y'all drop in the comments, let me know, right? Like for me, y'all, my strong sense of purpose was speaking. Like, I knew I was always good with words. Like, when I was a kid, I would win essays for writing on the topic. I remember vividly in 4th grade, they told me to write about not doing drugs. I had the best essay. I had the best essay in the class. I won 1st place, right? I used to win, writing competitions and stuff like that. Obviously, I've been writing poems all my life, songs all my life, books all my life. I've always had a strong sense with words, right? I looked it up. It says that I'm an etymologist. I study words, right? Etymology is the study of words. But that was my purpose, okay? Everybody's purpose is different. Like maybe your purpose is cooking. Maybe your purpose is being a caretaker. Maybe your purpose is teaching. Maybe your purpose is painting. You know, whatever your purpose is. Maybe your purpose is counseling. I don't know. You know your purpose. I don't. However, y'all, what I do know is you're going to feel a strong sense of it. And that's what I felt within myself. A strong sense of purpose. Like, I tell people, speaking didn't, I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't choose speaking. Speaking chose me, right? Like, I didn't say, oh, I want to be the best speaker in the world. No, speaking was like, hey, bro, I don't know if you like me, or I don't even care if you love me. However, you're going to be speaking, bro, and you're going to be helping some people out. That's all I know that is said for me to do, right? I'm saying all that to say this, fam. I had a strong sense of purpose. And it don't matter who's around you, shaming you for it, guilt tripping you for it, making you feel like you wanting to do this purpose or pursue this purpose, you're wrong. You know, it don't matter who's around you, who's discouraging you and pushing you away from this thing. It does not matter. You're going to do it. You're going to fulfill the purpose, period. You feel that sense of purpose, all right? Family, I'm going to say this right here, right? Queen's Kids Closet says, spreading peace, love, and teaching emotional intelligence. That was hard for me to type. I understand. Everybody, matter of fact, I want to see what other people's purpose is too. Yeah, y'all drop in the comments, let me know your purpose. It's Lundy says, speaking most likely. Yeah, most times, if you're on lives like this, most times your purpose is speaking into other people's life, some form of positivity. Most times you are a person who got things to give, all right? Whether that's kind words, a great heart, advice, counseling, whatever the case is. But nah, it takes courage to share that, y'all, for sure. Y'all drop in the comments, let me know your purpose or what you feel like your purpose is, right? But anyway, the Truman Show, okay? I've been speaking about the Truman Show here lately. Everything is not about the Truman Show, but it's so many different revelations and so many different points that you can get from it. So here we are, the Truman Show, y'all. With Jim Carrey in the movie, he had a strong sense of purpose. What was that? To go beyond everything he's seen. That was his purpose. To go beyond everything he's seen. He knew that he had more things to do. He knew that he had other things to accomplish. He knew that in this space, something ain't right. Like, I don't know what it is. I just know something ain't right, right? He knew this. And that was that sense of purpose. No matter how many people tried to use fear to keep him here, no matter how many people tried to use discouragement to cloud his mind in judgment, no matter how many people tried to stop him from becoming a seeker, a doer, and more enlightened about his life, he still had that sense of purpose. That was his purpose. What is your Truman Show? What is your sense of purpose? What do you feel so strongly about? That's the thing you're supposed to be doing. And this is a clear indication that you were dangerously chosen. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know, all right? Number 5, the last thing is going to be this right here, y'all. Number 5, your battles are catastrophic, all right? Your battles are catastrophic. Now, I can go down a long list of all the bad things that can go wrong, but I want to keep this thing positive. But I do have to let you know that God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. So whether that is sickness, whether that is losing a job, whether that is problems and dealing with problematic people, whether that is you losing certain individuals out of your life, like whatever that is, you have the strength to get through that. Your battles are catastrophic. Like, you go through the worst of the worst, and you look at other people who seem like they have a silver spoon in their mouths, and you like, man, it must be nice. You're not jealous. You're not envious. But sometimes you question yourself like, why me? Why me? It's because you one of God's strongest soldiers. And that's just as simple as it get. When you think about Job, Job lost his kids. He lost his livestock, right? I think the only thing that was still there was his wife. Outside of that, he lost friends. Matter of fact, his friends started saying, hey, bro, you wrong, bro. It was something that you did. You getting punished. How many times have you felt like you've been going through a punishment? You felt like, man, it had to be somebody I wronged. Is this karma? Like, I don't know. You going back, reminiscing, trying to see what you did wrong. You going back to your elementary days. Like, hey, did I wrong little Tommy? Hey, did I ever pay him back his 50 cents? Like, you just trying to figure it out. Family, you ain't did nothing wrong. You have just been dangerously chosen. Wine don't just turn into wine. The grapes gotta be crushed. Are you willing and ready to be crushed? Are you willing and ready to be crushed? The true test of gold is fire. Are you ready to feel that heat? Are you ready to feel that heat? Diamonds have to go through pressure. Are you willing to shine bright like a diamond? Those are the questions you have to ask yourself. The point is, y'all, is that when you have been dangerously chosen, your life is going to be different from a lot of other individuals. So no matter who try to discourage you, no matter who try to place you in a state of disparity, no matter who tried to lie to you, keep you from getting to that sense of purpose, keep you from feeling that feeling of conviction, stop you from getting to the next level, no matter who try to make you feel like you're not who you know you are. Just understand and know that you have been dangerously chosen, okay? And so with that being said, y'all, we're going to conclude this, but we'll do a recap and then we'll get up out of here. And for those who want to know what it means to be dangerously chosen, listen, y'all, this means when you have been selected with no warning, all right, it's going to cause a bunch of disruption because people do not want to stop, all right? Number one, let's go over this right here, fam. It's hard for you to fit in, okay? It is hard for you to fit in. Number two, your environment does not align with your core values, okay? Number three, friends fall off quickly. Friends fall off quickly, all right? Number four, you have a strong sense of purpose. You have a strong sense of purpose. And number five, y'all, your battles are catastrophic, okay? With that being said, fam, we're going to conclude this video. But for all my true supporters and everyone who would like to support my other live, we'll be going live maybe in about 15 minutes on my other channel, Reno Speaks Riches. Okay, so for those who would like to come over, I'm going to see y'all over there. But for those who just ended it for the night, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm going to catch y'all in another live. Until next time, y'all, keep a rich mentality. Peace.